Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So today I was just, it's Sunday, taking the day, and I was doing some investing research, reading about some companies, and I saw that there was a major hack of people's Bitcoin wallets, and this reminded me of my own Bitcoin story. And I no longer hold Bitcoin. I did for 2 years, and I started investing in Bitcoin in December of 2023, and it hit the high of $42,141. I didn't have much money at the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go hard into this. I'm gonna put 20 bucks every single day into Bitcoin and just pray that this thing works out. A year passed and we're sitting at December, 2024, it's at 100K. I had some decent gain. I don't know if I have the stomach for this because it would dip real bad. It would go high. I remember July 4th of 2024, I spent like 200 bucks, which is like all the money I had in my savings account just to buy Bitcoin, just hoping and praying because I had this idea of it's gonna go to the moon. Trump was talking about Bitcoin. He's gonna get elected again. Oh yeah, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And at this time, I'm just a Bitcoin maxi. I hold a few stocks, but all I hear about is Bitcoin. And Trump came out, he's like, hello, Bitcoiners. And we're gonna make it great again, as they say, to the moon, right? To the moon. And I got hyped. I was like, yeah, let's go. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get elected. I'm gonna buy all this Bitcoin. So I kept stocking up. All right, he's the president now. It's coming into effect, January, right? 102K, and then it dipped, 2025. And then I was sitting here, October of last year, 2025, and I had a pretty nice size stack of Bitcoin. Keep in mind, though, I wasn't making much money at this time. I was just working at 7-Eleven, just able to save like $100 a week. So I think I got to the point where I had like a few $1,000s in Bitcoin. I had about, I would say like $9,000 in it. And then it started dipping last year in November. And last year was around the time where I was like, you know what? I really don't believe in this anymore. I don't believe in crypto. That's about the time we had the Trump coin, that already happened. And we just see how, to me, it increasingly looked more and more like, what's the value of this? Nothing really took off because we used to believe that, yeah, we could have Bitcoin and yeah, okay, you could use it at fucking Steak and Shake, but who cares? I've never even been to a Steak and Shake. It's like, yeah, you can use it at Steak and Shake. All the ATMs are like a ripoff, like a gimmick. And I'm just like, I don't really see a value in this. And I'm watching our Bitcoin just crash down again. At this point, it went all the way down to 84K in November. And I think my final selling point, I can actually just look right now. I sold it. My value was worth $82,000. So keep in mind, my Bitcoin dollar cost averaging was at 82K. And now it's at 84. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, we're so cooked. I'm so fucked. I can't go through another bear market. I'm looking at QQQ and I'm just getting jealous because it's the SpongeBob meme of Squidward's watching SpongeBob and Patrick, the S&P 500 and QQQ just run away, going up and up. And I'm just sitting here and it's just going down. And then something happened. Bitcoin jumped up to 95K January 17th and I sold it. I sold it right before I moved and came to Arkansas. I was so worried and it finally jumped up in price. Done. I made $1,700 off of it, sold it, and I never jumped back into crypto again. Took that money, put it all into the S&P 500, and here we are today. And ever since then, I still have the app because I have to file the taxes on it this year, right? And it kind of tempts me sometimes, And then something like this happens. Now, for years, I kept all my Bitcoin on an exchange. I kept it on River. I felt secure, it's safe, it's fine. And for me, it was comforting. To be quite honest, it was pure laziness that I didn't put it in a cold card. And thank God, because I probably would have lost everything. Sorry, my allergies are out of control today. So if you're not following the news, millions and millions of Bitcoin have been hacked, gone. They're gone forever. Long story short, something was up with Cold Card. I don't know all the details. I honestly don't even care that much, but a lot of people lost their Bitcoin and it's a sad fucking day. And I mean, I don't care because I don't even pay attention to Bitcoin. For the people that lost their money though, this is bad. People lost everything. There are things people call Bitcoin maxis. And the whole premise is, I was one of them, is you're all in on Bitcoin. And if you were, you lost everything. And they always say, take them off the exchange. It's not your, what is it? What's the phrase? Not your coin, not your keys or something. I don't know. It's something stupid. And thankfully I never did that. And I think honestly, this might be the end of Bitcoin. In the past 5 years, VOO has returned 68, Bitcoin is at 41. It's like, is that risk even worth it? Now, I would get it. I would get it. If Bitcoin was returning like 100% a year, for sure, I would absolutely get it. But you're getting way more holding the S&P 500, which is 100% safe as long as the US is alive and existing. And you're going to risk everything for what? I mean, Bitcoin right now is what? It's like 60 grand. It would have to go to 120 again just to make a few dollars? I don't know. I don't see it happening. And so that's why I am very thankful, very, very thankful. That's one of the best financial moves I ever made, was pulling the plug on Bitcoin and just putting it in the S&P 500. And now I can sleep well at night. Because when I had Bitcoin, I was always worried, always checking the numbers, always looking, always like, oh my God, is my Bitcoin still here? Is it safe? Is it secure? And it turns out, hey bro, why don't you just put it on a cold card? It would have been safe. Well, guess what? I would have fucking lost everything. So that wouldn't have been safe either. So PSA, do your research with Bitcoin. If you hold it right now, secure it. But I do not recommend crypto at all. Once again, this is never financial advice, but I did have a Kick. So if you want to start watching me on Kick stream, links in the description. But I just had to give my my Bitcoin story, you know, because I got sucked in, man. I got sucked into like the big gains. This is it. This is how I'm going to retire early. I feel like everybody does that at the beginning of your investing journey. But you have to realize there is no, I'm going to get all this and retire soon. You can get lucky, you can sell stocks, but the truth is, man, just buy the indexes. Just work hard and put as much money in as you can, and you probably will retire early. But with Bitcoin and chasing stuff like that, you're going to chase it for so long and lose money. And if you would have just been dollar cost averaging in the S&P, you'd be a lot better off. And sadly, that's the case for a lot of people that I see online when I'm doing my research. So, peace! I'm Buck Reese. Stay away from Bitcoin, and if you do, only 5 or 10%, man. It's just too risky.